That's how it got changed. British call them pubs. Americans call them bars. So when Hagrid says he was down at the pub, he was getting a drink. A pub and a bar specifically sell alcohol. They will sell you food, but that's not the primary purpose. The primary purpose is to sell you alcohol. Bloody hell. Literally, you take that as a literal meaning. Hell is the place you go when you've been bad. And blood is what comes out of your body. They don't necessarily mean, when he says bloody hell, or in his case he said bloody hell, they dropped their H. He didn't mean necessarily he wants you to go to hell and be covered in blood. More like OMG. Oh my God. So, it's a slightly older term, but it basically means the same thing. It's an exclamation of surprise. Surprise. So, you know, if you're surprised about something and excited about something, you might say, oh my gosh, look at that. In this case, it was bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
So, this is a British term. The other one was whoa. If you said whoa to me, it would mean stop. They use it pretty much the same way. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. So. Herbology. Ology. Like I said, they went back to Latin and Greek. Ology means study of. So, biology, botany, herbology, study of snake. So herbology is the study of plants, also known as botany, the study of plants. Okay. So when they talk about going to herbology class, they're learning how to grow plants.
Study of plants.
Study of plants. Okay. Alchemist.
มาดูหนังโดยเฉพาะใช่ไหม
Alchemy.
Alchemist.
Alchemy and alchemist.
Alchemist.
Alchemist, yes. Today, you go to school, you study chemistry. The science of the periodic table, why things work. and you might become a chemist or a chemical engineer.
เคมีวิทยา chemistry
Chemist.
chemical
Before the 1600s, which, let's see, today is 2556. So, about 400 years ago, we went from alchemy to chemistry. Because we were learning a lot of things. But before there was chemistry and the periodic table and everything we know about that, people who studied science were called alchemists. Okay. And their alchemy the reason for alchemy was to turn metal, base metal, whether it was iron or lead, into gold. Gold is money. Like I said, we've got a long history of being seriously obsessed with money. So, iron's everywhere, steel is easy to make, lead can be found. If I can take lead, which is worth very little, and change it into gold, I can make a lot of money. But alchemists were the first people who looked at science, because they would take the metal, put it in a solution, and try to change it into gold. So they'd use acids and bases, just like in today's chemistry. Today we know this can't happen. You can't change lead into gold. It takes way too much energy to put in those extra ions. Instead, what do? We use chemistry to make money. We make aspirin. We make plastic. We make carpeting. So when we went from alchemy to chemistry, we opened up the ability to do more. The first laboratory experiment I ever did in my general chemistry class was make aspirin.
It's aspirin.
Aspirin, painkiller. Because it's one of the important things. You take a plant and you turn it into a powder, you can take it in a tablet. But that's what an alchemist is. An alchemist is an early form of chemistry. Century, 100 years.
100.
So, if I talk about the 16th century,
16th century. 1600.
yes. Now this is where life gets weird. It's called the 16th century.
ศตวรรษที่ 16 อ่ะ
And it is from 1500 to 1599.
15.
No idea. Today, we are living in the 21st century. And it's 213. So, yeah, I know, it's 100 years less than what you'd expect.
21st century.
Yes, we are in the 21st century, and it is only 2013.
21
go to history class and you're going to study the 14th century, you'd be looking at the years 1300 to 1399. 20th Century Fox is called 20th Century Fox because that movie theater, or that movie company was created in the 20th century, 1900 to 1999. Why did they do it that way? I think they did it just to be weird, just to be difficult. So if you want to look at the 9th century, you'd be looking at 800 to 899. So century, every 100 years. So when they say the last century,